Alright, so let's get down to business with this. This is the, I'm just going to do the 2-card combo here. We're going to kind of give our opponent some fake cards real quick so we can tiramisu them away. So first things first, you use the Brilliant Fusion. Now you can send either Juggler or Trick Clown to do this combo. I think sending Juggler is just more flexible most of the time, so I think I'm just going to send Juggler. Juggler is also obviously really good with its effect that it can, kind of stop the battle phase. This deck isn't exactly a juggernaut when it comes to being able to run a lot of defensive traps, just because you're trying to be so offensive and you're trying to really just go in. So that's just kind of how that is. Anyway, we'll use Brilliant Fusion. We'll send the Gem-Knight Garnet and the Juggler to summon Gem-Knight Seraphonite, I guess. Basically, this guy can let you normal summon in extra time, which is pretty big in this deck. Let's see. Oh, it makes attack and defense 0, so we'll put him in defense. Whatever. Just in case, for some reason, obviously, they would have chained Maxi to this if they had it, and we probably would want to keep going. But let's say they don't use Madoleche's effect. That's your regular normal summon. You're going to add in Jelly. Adding in Jelly here is really important because you need to have Madolche's in the graveyard for these next few plays. This is where it's going to get kind of interesting and weird. And it's just so fortunate that Gem-Knight Seraphine happens to be at Earth level 5, because otherwise this concept would not really work very well. But anyway, we'll summon the Angeli, and we'll grab, of course, Hoot Cake. Alright, so with the Hoot Cake, you have to remove the non-Trick Clown, or the non-Clown and the non-Madolche. So you're going to remove the Garnet from play. This is where it gets kind of funny, because you're thinking, oh, well, here comes Messengelato, and then what happens, right? But that's actually not what's going to happen here. You could do that also. It's just not the best way of getting it done. It makes the room on your board less, easy to take care of, so to speak. So anyway, the card you get here is actually Madolche Pudding Cess. You're probably like, Madolche Pudding Cess? Which one's that? I'm just going to say that Alexander Thomas would be super proud to see Madolche Pudding Cess come into play. Basically, Madolche Pudding Cess has a Tyrus effect, and also if there's nothing in the grave, it gains a little bit of extra attack, but we're just using it because it's a level 5 Earth monster. And you remember that one really shitty ultra rare you pulled in Cross Souls over and over again? You're like, who the fuck cares about Madolche's? Well, it's about to make you eat your words just a little bit, so we'll overlay here into that new Exceed. Now, you're like, wait, don't you just stack it off of Tiramisu? Yeah, we kind of only read it once, right? Everyone did that. But this card can also be summoned by using 2 level 5 Earth monsters. And it just so happens to have an effect that says if a card is once per turn, it can just shuffle a Madolche monster from your graveyard back to the deck. That's why we needed to have the Angeli still in the grave. Then it says if Madolche Pudding Cess is a material on this monster, you can detach a material from this card when a Madolche card is shuffled back into the deck, and you can use it to special summon a Madolche monster from the deck. So that's right here when we go ahead and we detach Pudding Cess, which is really important in this situation, because once again, you got to have a Madolche monster for the next play also in the grave. And so we shuffle back in Jelly, and this time we're going to bring out Madolche Messengelato, uses effect to add Ticket, because, of course, Hoot Cake is a beast. Then from here, we go ahead and activate Madolche Ticket. Madolche Ticket says if a Madolche is added to your hand or shuffled into the deck by a card effect, you may add a Madolche monster from your deck to your hand. Also, it states that if you have a fairy Madolche monster, which we just so will happen to have 2 of those because Madolche Pudding Says Chocolate mode, or whatever, is a fairy, but so is Madolche Queen Tiramisu. So we go ahead and overlay into them here. Now, you detach the material. I typically here like to detach the Gelato. We'll shuffle away 2 Pokemon, or whatever the hell. I'm sorry, I've been playing too much Pokemon. They're not Pokemon. They're monsters. We'll shuffle away 2 Madolche cards. We'll shuffle away his 2 cards. And now we'll add from our deck to our hand and special summon 1 of 2 cards. Now let's say they have a 3rd monster in play. That's a problem. You can go ahead and special summon this guy, which is not a bad concept at all. See, otherwise, like, here you would just special summon a Madolche. You can special summon a Madolche here, remove the Damage Juggler to add a Hat Tricker, and overlay into Trapeze Magician, which is a very solid play. But in this situation, you can also just banish this. We're going to add the Hat Tricker. So we'll say that he has a 3rd monster in play that's going to be hard to deal with, so that's what we're going to deal with now, is the 3rd face-up card. So first off, go ahead and add the Hat Tricker. Now you can do 1 of 2 things here. You can make MX Saber Invoker or Leviair. We play 2 Leviair, so we're going to go ahead and make Leviair. It also has a little bit more attack points. And also, Leviair is really cool in this situation because it lets you put Damage Juggler back into the graveyard, which is always pretty nice to have your monsters go back to the graveyard, you know, the ones that give you free stuff. So we're going to go ahead and do Leviair. And we're going to bring back... We're going to detach the Mufuli, because we only play actually 1 of them. So you could play 2. Instead of bring back Garnet, though, we're going to bring back Damage Juggler, because Damage Juggler is just really good. And now we can special summon this. We can do 1 of 2 things in this situation. We can make Trapeze Magician, or we can overlay and make Castel. So they have the 3rd problem card that you need to get off the field. It's Castel. If you don't, you go ahead and make the Trapeze Magician. So in this situation, he only had 2 monsters on the field, so we'll make the Trapeze Magician. And now you have Trapeze Magician, which you can make attack twice, and then it dies and special summons a Trick Clown. And so you just kind of have your whole board floating, and it's good. This is a 2-card combo, so keep in mind, if you did this going second, you still have 4 cards in your hand. So that is the combo right there, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.